Watching this insane level of bike control, you might be forgiven for thinking it's just Harry messing around again. But it's not. This is Chris Pfeiffer, a 4-time world champion in the sport of freestyle stunt riding. The only time you'll see any of us wheeling like this is about 30 seconds before they shovel us into the back of an ambulance. All those amazing tricks were performed on this. Well, Chris Pfeiffer has obviously modded his bike somewhat, but essentially at the heart of it is this, the new BMW F800R. In fact, this bike hasn't actually been available in South Africa for a number of years now. It just didn't sell enough to make it worthwhile bringing it in. In fact, all the F800 machines, which included the S and the ST in the past and now include the GT, which is on sale at the moment, they've all been a little bit of a disappointing seller for BMW worldwide. But now they've been revamped and zooshed up a bit in an effort to stop them being, well, so overlooked. For this, the R version, that means there's been quite a few changes. Most obvious of which are the looks. This used to have that kind of oddly asymmetrical headlight that graces so many of BMW's models, but now there's a more modern, neater looking unit, and I have to say it does look a lot better for it. There's a new set of wheels, very funky they are too, a set of proper upside down forks, a massive set of Brembo's radial calipers, and the engine, well, that has now got an extra 3 horsepower. It's mainly thanks to some exhaust improvements, but it takes it up to a pretty impressive 90 brake horsepower for what is essentially a very middleweight parallel twin. This bike isn't, obviously, about mega speeds and knee-down madness. The F800R has been designed to be something of an all-rounder, one that's easy to ride for beginners, but with enough performance to keep us oldies entertained on the commute or the Sunday breakfast run. It's agile, but with a steering damper also stable, which is a handy mix of attributes. For a bike that's meant to be a kind of do-everything, a bit of an all-rounder, it needs to be comfortable and, well, despite the fact that it's only got a little screen, it really is. On this newer model, the 2015 F800R, they've lowered the seat, they've pushed the foot pegs a little bit further forward, so it's actually a pretty roomy riding position, and I love the new handlebar. Nice and wide, so you can really lob it around. It makes for a proper comfortable ride. The seat's a bit hard, so I wouldn't want to do any major distances, but yeah, as a riding position, it really works. To keep the price competitive, BMW has resisted the urge to throw its vast array of electrical goodies and riding aids at the 800. And thank goodness for that. All you get is ABS, something you'll find on all BMWs these days. On a bike that has such a stunt riding heritage, I do think it's a shame, though, that you can't turn the ABS off completely. The engine may not exactly be a monster, but it's a twin, so it's really good for mid-range. Anything above 3,000, and it pulls decently well enough. But the nice thing is it doesn't mind revving either, and it'll blast all the way round to 8,000 RPM, so you can have some proper fun with it. To help in the fun department and make that 3 horsepower gain feel more noticeable, BMW has shortened the ratios in the first 2 gears, so acceleration is pretty lively. Which, to be fair, is something you can say of the bike as a whole. And, of course, being a BMW, there's great build quality and the prospect of a decent resale value when you feel like graduating to a bigger bike. For someone who's looking to get into their first ever big bike, or you're in the market for a decent commuter, the F800R is a serious proposition. At 124 grand, it does have some serious competition from other middleweight naked bikes, but you'd be an absolute fool not to get yourself a test ride on this before you make any kind of decision.